Godfather, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you? Is this how you turn down a Hollywood Pinocchio that cries like a woman? What can I do? What can I do?
Are you not a soldier? Are you not a leader of men? Master yourself!
You're a man. You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions. Make the sacrifices. Make the unpopular decisions. And become comfortable in your own skin.
The guys that would never come to field craft for any classes, they would never step into a jiu-jitsu gym, they wouldn't step into a gym at all. These are men that have bought into the cultural lie that a strong man is a dangerous man. And a dangerous in a negative sense. That this is a strong man. The reason why we have wars and rumors of wars and the reason why we have all these problems in culture is because strong men are terrible, right? We're toxic, that type of thing. And everyone's heard the poem by now, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. And those people have basically walked into that poem with their eyes, covered and their ears plugged because they don't understand how these good times have created all these weak, soft men. But then there's the other side of it, Mike, to where it's like, okay, you've got the men that are all about the preparedness stuff, right? Right. So the EDC, the fanny pack, the carrying the classes and all that stuff, and their truck looks like a damn transformer, and all that stuff is great. But some of those guys go to the opposite extreme, to where it's like, okay, this is what it means to be a man. It's camo, and it's camouflage, and it's cauliflower ears, and it's aggressive, and it's beer, and it's whiskey, and it's jerky, and it's all that kind of stuff. Those things are not inherently bad, but if those are the focus of who you are as a man, you're missing the thread.
When do you become a man? You become a man when you become responsible for other people. And part of that is taking accountability. And so I'm very new to this being a man thing, and I'm still not there, and I'm on a path. I grew up in a culture that told me going to war made you a man. Going to prison, coming back makes you a man. Making $1 million makes you a man, and it doesn't. And you don't know it till you've done all these things and realize, damn, I'm still a little fucking boy. Or been around people who've been there a bunch of times. I don't know nothing about being at war like Kevin, but I know a bunch of soldiers that come back and are still fucking little boys.
What does a man do? A man provides for his family. This costs me my family. When you have children, you always have family. They will always be your priority, your responsibility. And a man provides. And he does it even when he's not appreciated, or respected, or even loved. He simply bears love, and he does it because he's a man.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him, and that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
The difficult of things that you pass through in your life make you being stronger mentally. I moved with 11 years old from Madeira to Lisbon, which is it's hard, to be honest. It's probably was the most difficult part in terms of professional of my career. So it was hard to left my family in Madeira to follow my dream in Lisbon.
I spend my life trying not to be careless. Women and children can be careless, but not men. You spend time with your family? Because a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
Who teaches you to be a man? We all have these ladders of battles, roads we have to walk in our given lives. Be you famous or whoever's out there listening, we all have our individual challenges. It's cliche, money don't make it better. It don't. Fame just magnifies the problems. I never looked at things as problems. I look at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. Someone, but she did this, and well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, because they said this and CNN said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference. Because you never know who's watching.
There's sometimes you could be in a meeting, and you could be the smartest guy in the room, and you don't want to let anybody know that. Let everybody talk, let everybody think they're smarter than you, but you really know what's going on. There's other times when you're in the room, you could be the least smartest guy in the room, but you got to make them think that you're smarter than them. And if you can master that technique, then you can get just about anything you want in any negotiation. I have found out to be true. The main thing is just let people talk first. Try to get as much out of them as you possibly can, and then you can kind of figure it out. Like with Gotti, a couple of times I had to sit down with him. I knew that he could never believe that I was winning. So in the midst of the argument, I had to figure out what he really wanted and how I can get what I want, letting him think that he got what he wanted. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but you know, it's all about how you carry yourself. It really is. But you got to be prepared.
You need to be a fucking man. People get tired. Working in a fucking factory gets you tired. I don't go around apologizing, do I? There's an empty space here to be filled. Do you understand? So, be a fucking man.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
That if you disrespect a person's kindness and take it as a weakness, you must pay. Tomorrow night I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it.
I think one of the things that people struggle with is actually being very real with themselves. You know, the difference between understanding who you are versus who you wish you were. And I think that's something that I'm always very fascinated by when I have a meeting like this. Like, what kind of read do you have on yourself? I think I would struggle a lot if I didn't really genuinely know who I was. And then once you know who you are, you get more comfortable with what you're up to.
There are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Especially, I'm gonna kick over a hornet's nest here, especially in the deeply religious world. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. Being good is proactive. It's doing something. You can't be a good man, a fully good man, if you're not a dangerous man. To be good is to do good to people, and sometimes doing good to people is protecting those people. It's protecting those people, protecting those around us. Be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things. All right, and it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room. You want to know how to be a man among men? You start following and reading and listening to guys like Jocko Willink, Jordan Peterson, these guys, and start learning. Start reading. And just, the brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it becomes.